Guys, it's Devin and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another kind of casual chit-chatty chat kind of video. I had a busy day today, got the car fixed, went to the library, just got home with the kids. Isla fell asleep, Cullen's kind of chilling watching a little movie we got at the library. So I figured it gave me a few minutes to come here and chat with you guys. So I'm going to talk to you about something that I've been thinking about. I've actually been writing a blog post about this for the past week and a half. So it's been on my mind. So I figured I'm getting ready to post that blog post. So I might as well kind of make a video about it as well. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you're curious about anything else having to do with that topic of that I'm going to be talking about today, check out my blog. It's adrakesnest at wordpress.com, and I'm going to leave that in the description box below. I probably write on my blog once a week or so, kind of ish. I know I have to be more consistent in general. Even if I just post once a week on my blog and once a week here, I really want to just pick a day and just go for it. I have a really difficult time with holding myself accountable and being on a time clock and a time frame. I'm a very free flow kind of person. I'm not a naturally organized type A kind of personality. So that's kind of what we're gonna be talking about today, which is why I don't know what's going on with my hair. I went blonder. I don't know if you guys can tell, for summer. So still getting used to it, but I do like it a lot. Anyway, so what we're gonna be talking about today, now that you guys can tell I'm a scatterbrain, is personality types. So I don't know if you guys have taken a Myers-Briggs personality test before. It's pretty interesting and pretty freakishly accurate. It's a personality test. If you haven't heard of it before and you're interested in it, again, I'm going to link that in the description box below. I'm not affiliated with this at all. It's just something that I find very interesting. I took this test originally 10 years ago. And I've retaken it many times over the years to see if I've kind of evolved and changed. And although the percentages have kind of changed over time, I have always remained an INFP personality, also known as the mediator or the healer type personality. That's me. So I definitely think that you guys should take the test. It's about 100 questions, so it's a pretty in-depth test. It's not like a 10-question test. And it is very accurate and it tells you a lot about yourself. Obviously, there's a huge array and variety within the types of personalities, and every personality has positive and negatives to it, and everybody kind of portrays their own personality in different ways. There's negative parts of my personality that if I work on, I can make a positive, but if I haven't, it could remain a negative for the rest of my life. So you could take one INFP and another one that has kind of evolved and changed and gotten better, and others that have kind of the worst parts of their personality kind of take over. So obviously there's going to be varieties in that personality. Anyway, INFP. So I've noticed changes since I'm becoming a mom having that personality. And INFP is often described in a lot of articles as kind of fairy tale personality or childlike kind of personality, in the sense that you kind of live life with rose-colored glasses on. You see the best in people, you see the best in situations. You're a dreamer, you're an adventurer, you kind of live your life based by emotion instead of logic. It's kind of like that personality everybody has as a kid, but INFPs don't ever grow out of that. So you kind of always have that curiosity. What it talks about with INFPs in a lot of articles that I've read as well, is that they have a maturity about them at a young age, but also they never get rid of that childlike curiosity and innocence and adventurous part of their personality as they get older. Whereas a lot of people grow out of that and come into reality. INFPs kind of keep that. They also talk about how a lot of people in the creative fields are INFPs, actors, actresses, writers, singers, musicians, those creative types. A lot of them tend to be INFPs because you tend to have a connection to your emotions, to reading other people's emotions, aware of yourself, aware of your I've always, as a kid, been very aware of myself and my core inner values. Not that that hasn't changed, or beliefs haven't changed or matured and stuff, but you always have that strong sense of self, which I think is a positive part of the INFP personalities. They say INFPs can also be kind of depressive personalities at times. I don't feel that type of the personality, but I can imagine as an INFP, depending on your life and your situation, because you feel so much emotion, that it could lend to that. I get that. Because they do say INFPs, we do see the bright side of things and the happy side of things. But I guess if you're the type of person that's constantly around negativity and you don't, constantly around negativity, you can be worn down by that. So, and they tend to be introverted. INFPs are introverts, which is the one thing about me that I think has changed as I've gotten older, is that I'm always on the border of an introvert and an extrovert. I love people. I am a hairdresser, obviously, so I love talking to people. I love talking to people, conversing with people, getting to know people. I talk to random people at stores. I'm that person that will just go up to you and start talking to you. But at the end of the day, I need alone time and I need to be able to recuperate. And I think that's the introverted part of me. So I kind of border on that introvert extrovert. My husband is a total extrovert. Like, he thrives on company and people and friends over. He doesn't need alone time. Maybe since he's become a father, he's needed a little bit more alone time, but it's just kind of funny to see who you gravitate to, you know, as a personality. He's way more of a logical thinker than I am. He always jokes if it was up to me, we'd be living like in a village in France, and then, or we'd be living in a tiny house in Oregon, or like moving every other year, because I always have these dreams and aspirations of change and adventure and doing things, which, back to what we're talking about today, I think that is a struggle as an INFP mom, or at least in my life, because I am a dreamer and an adventurer, and I'm always kind of in that dream world. Whenever we go on vacation, I picture myself moving there and living there, and I love spontaneity and I love change in my life. And being a mom, having a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, I also understand that we need stability, and I want my kids to have a home that they grow up in, that they have as a stable place. So it's kind of, I have to rein myself in a little bit, and also not having the time for myself and goals and dreams that I might have. That's kind of why I started this YouTube channel when I was pregnant with Isla. It was like a creative outlet for me, because I missed that. I missed having like a creative outlet, or like starting a blog. Now that I'm writing more, I used to write music a lot and write songs on my guitar, and you find the busier you get, that kind of stuff gets crowded out. And I think as an INFP, that's something that I struggle with. And I love traveling. I love traveling, and that's something that I miss. You know, when you have little kids, it's hard to travel and it's expensive to travel. It just makes it a lot more difficult, and I know that's something that we're going to be able to do again one day, but right now it's kind of on hold a little bit. So kind of reining myself in and my personality in, and understanding that about myself has been a challenge. I think as an INFP mom too, I can constantly struggle with this idealistic view of what I want my kids' childhood to be, and, you know, constantly feeling that mom guilt of, did I do enough? Did I play with them enough today? Did they read them a story today? Did they watch too much TV? Do they have a magical home to be creative and adventurous? And do I give them those outlets? And, you know, I struggle with, you know, our driveway has been falling apart for years, and it's like the last project on our list that we have to do, and our front steps. And I'm like, Josh, it just makes me so upset that our driveway isn't done, so our kids can't be outside playing with chalk and playing basketball. Like, and in my mind, I think that that's literally going to ruin their childhood. And I know that's ridiculous, but I just have this idealistic view of them being able to kind of roam free in our yard and be adventurous and build forts and play with chalk and play basketball and play outside without their shoes on, and, you know, catch fireflies. And that's my idealistic type of INFP vision of their childhood and traveling and doing all this stuff. And I'm always like, did I choose the right home and the right place and the right location for them to grow up in? That's when I'm always double guessing myself. Should we live in a tiny house? Should we move to France? Should we move to Sweden? Do we need to live on a farm? Do we need to live in a city? Like, that's that part of my personality that I for sure struggle with. And I think that that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's bad when you don't view yourself as being enough, and you have to realize there is no perfect person, there is no perfect parent, there is no perfect mom. And that ties in with this whole like Instagram, Pinterest, social media type of portrayal of parenting and being a mom and raising kids, and having to remind yourself always that you are enough and you're doing enough, and all you can do forever is do your best when it comes to being a mom. But that's definitely an INFP struggle of mine, is that idealism. Yeah. So have you guys taken the Myers-Briggs personality test? Do you know what type you are? If you're an INFP, do you relate to this at all? Do you have similar feelings and struggles with your personality type? And do you have outlets? What outlets do you use? Like I said, I started this YouTube channel, and I think that's why I have a hard time staying super consistent with it and posting on a specific day, because I totally go by my emotions, and I'll be like, you know what? On Tuesday, I'm gonna film, and then that Tuesday comes and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not in the mood for that, I'm not gonna do it. Whereas other personality types that are very like rigid and organized kind of like make themselves do it. But I hope that kind of comes across in my channel in the same light, is that I am laid back, and that's kind of the vibe of my channel. I'm not trying to like portray this perfect life, perfect Pinterest image on my YouTube channel. And sometimes I have well-lit videos that look a lot more professional, and sometimes I have chit-chat videos in my car, and sometimes I'm doing makeup on my vanity with no professional lighting, and sometimes I'm sitting on my bed just talking to you guys. But that's real life, and that's real life mom life, and I don't want to try to portray something different than that, you know? Sorry, the video got cut off. What I'm trying to say is I try really hard on my channel to stay real for you guys, and I think an INFP personality type, it's because I'm aware of other people's feelings and thoughts and emotions and struggles, especially as moms in this world of Pinterest and social media and Instagram, of seeing all these perfect perceptions of motherhood. And I'm aware of that, and I never want to portray that on my channel. So I try to be real with you guys. So I hope you guys feel that way. Let me know anyway in the comments below about your personality types. If you take the test, let me know what you got. If you're an INFP, if you guys can relate to me and struggles that I have, maybe you guys have similar things that you feel, or yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe for future updates. We would love to have you guys as part of our Drake's Nest community here on YouTube. Also, I'm going to leave a link to my blog down below. If you guys are interested in your blog readers, definitely go check that out. And yeah, I'd love to see you guys next time, and have a good week. Bye guys. Hello. I need 2 seconds, I'm almost done. We're doing a video right here. Look. Say hi. Colin, do you have a perfect magical child? Do you play in the grass making forts with no shoes on?
So hard to see from the moment we arrive. You are one who will survive. When time's been bad, you put smiles on everyone. I think of you and of all I should have done. The place you're from, the wealth or the color I really am. Your every day is a struggle in the stride.